So let's look at an ellipse. The important thing is that we've got addition in our equation, and it's going to come and circle around these points called the foci, and we have vertices up along the y-axis and along the x-axis that have to do with the denominators. So take the square root of the denominator of x, and that's how far over you go along the x-axis. And take the square root of the denominator of y, and that's how high up you come on the y-axis. Okay, and then we're centered at 0 for these first examples. Now the foci, these points right in here, we find that by moving over a certain number of units, and those units have to do with the difference, the square root of the difference of the denominator. So I'm going to go through and do an example. Okay, the big thing to think about with an ellipse, well, first of all, we always have to check, is there addition? If there's subtraction, it's going to be a different shape. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is we're thinking, who's bigger? Which denominator is bigger? Here, if there's no denominator, that's like having a denominator of 1. So the ellipse will either open horizontally, like this, or what I'm calling vertically, like this one. And that has to do with which denominator is bigger. So notice on this first one, the x has the larger denominator and our ellipse opens horizontally. And on the second one, it's not that much bigger, but the denominator of x squared is bigger, and so it does open along horizontally. Okay, and then on these bottom ones, the denominator of y squared is bigger on both, and they open vertically. So now what we need to do is find what's called the foci, and I'm going to do some examples for you. So the big idea is that we need to find a variable called c. With ellipses, it's the difference between denominators. So we're going to use this to find our foci. All right, so the foci for the first one, these are these points within the ellipse. And so that's actually how the ellipse is formed, is we're looking at, if we took a little string and connected it like with thumbtacks to these two foci, and then pulled those strings tight and went all the way around in both directions, what we would get is an ellipse. So that's how the ellipse is formed. Okay, so the foci, what we do is we decide, first of all, is it opening horizontally or vertically? In this case, since it opens horizontally, the major axis along the x-axis, that's a larger axis than the y-axis. So what from the center, we're going over a certain amount, and that's c, and we stay at the same point as the center for the y. So we're going to go over c, and then we go up nothing. It's still the same y value as the center. Okay, and the second one, we go back c and keep the same center as the origin, or same y value as the origin. All right, so what is the c? Well, it's the square root of the difference between the denominators. So it would be 16 minus 1, which is the square root of 15. So our foci for this first one would be the square root of 15, 0, and the second foci would be negative square root of 15, 0. And that's done. And I'm just going to give you one more example where I find the foci. So let's do this last one down at the bottom. So our c is the square root of the difference of our denominators. You just take the bigger one minus the smaller one. So in this case, it would be the square root of 7. And then because we open vertically, from the center, we're going up c or down c, but our x value from the center doesn't change. So since the center was at 0, 0, the X value doesn't change, so the first foci, that from the center, we don't go over at all. We just still stay at 0 for X, but we go up C, so that's the square root of 7. And for the second foci, this is foci 1, and then this is the second one. We stay the same place for X, and then we go down that value of square root of 7. All right, we're going to look at ellipses not centered at the origin. So if there's a number being subtracted from X, that is the X value of the center, and then if there's a number being subtracted from Y, that's the Y value of the center. And if there's nothing being subtracted, then the X and the Y would just be 0. Okay. All right, so the center in this problem is 2 and -3. So we've got the X minus 2, so there's my 2, and then it's Y minus a -3 would be +3. Y minus a -3. So there's that Y value is -3. And all right, so now let's get a decent picture of this, a decent graph. All right, so we have, I just kind of made it so I can draw on here. All right, so here's my center at 2, -3, and I need to go to the left and right the square root of 16. So from there I go over 4 to the right and over 4 to the left. Okay, so there's my vertices, and then I'm going to go up and down the square root of 36. So up 6 and down 6. Okay, so there's my vertices, and then I just try and get a somewhat decent looking ellipse as best I can. There we go. And now we need to think about our foci. And since it's opening vertically, what's changing here is we're going from the center and we're going up a certain number C and down a certain number C. And our C is the square root of the difference of the denominators. So first let's figure out our C. So it would be the square root of 36 minus 16, and that would be the square root of 20, which simplifies, that's 4 times 5, so that'd be 2 root 5. Okay, so our foci, we're going to go from this center of 2, -3, and what's changing, the X value stays the same, we're just changing the Y value. So my F1 would be up here, F1, and I take that same X value of the center, and now from the center at -3 I go up C units, and then for the second one, that's right in here, there's F2, same X value, but now I go from that center of -3 for the Y, and I go and subtract. I go down C units, and there are our foci. And that's how we do the ellipse.